I want to tell you 10 things about Dr. King you might not know. As a matter of fact, if you do know him, raise your hand. Then I'm going to tell you one thing you ought to know. Number one, when he was born, his name was not Martin Luther King, it was what? Michael, and they made a mistake in the hospital, and it wasn't until he was probably 5 years old that his name was changed to the name that his parents meant for it to be. How many of you knew that? That's very good. Number two, in 1939, he was singing in a church choir, and they performed in the opening of Gone with the Wind. And I tell you what, I wish my brother Dr. King was still alive. He'd be 82 years old today, but I would ask him what it was like to sing before the opening of that story, which for those of you that come in the Jim Crow Museum know we use it because it has so many racist caricatures in it. Number three, he skipped the 9th and 12th grades, and he entered Morehouse, and he was 15 years old. How many of you knew that? That's good. Well, I'll sit down because you know everything. Number four, he had a bachelor's degree in sociology, and he received a PhD, well, of course he did, and he received a PhD from Boston University in theology. Number five, from 1957 until his death in 1968, he traveled more than 6 million miles. And unless my math skills are bad, that's basically going to the moon 12 times and back, and then going up there again. And he gave over 2,500 speeches. Number six, in 1964, at the age of 35, he became the youngest person to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. Number seven, in 1992, there was a Gallup poll, and he was selected the number 2 most admired person in the 20th century. Anybody know who number 1 was? No, wasn't Kennedy. Try again. I'm going to stay here all day until you get it right. What was it? Mother Teresa. It's okay to come in second to Mother Teresa, isn't it? All right. Number 8, as of this date, Dr. King is the only American excluding U.S. presidents to be honored with a federal holiday. And I was going to say something about Arizona, but I won't. Number 9, most people would assume that because Dr. King was black and fought for the rights of the underprivileged, that he would naturally be a Democrat, but instead he was a what? Say it. Hard to get out. And then number 10, presently there are over 700 U.S. cities that have a street named after Dr. King. Those are 10 little known facts about Dr. King that you may or may not have known. Now I'm going to tell you something that you should know about him. That man worked every day of his life trying to make the world better for other folks. And when he died in Memphis, Tennessee, trying to improve the lot of garbage collectors, sanitation workers. And what that is, that's a challenge to each one of us. Every one of us can do something to help somebody. Thanks.